Hi, Victor Lane here with you at the Resin Heads, Son of Resin Heads 2 convention, and I'm here with the lovely Brinke Stevens. She is an all-around scream queen. You've been in the film industry for a long time, but you do much more than that.
There was some places that called me a merchandising juggernaut. Whatever that is.
What does that mean exactly?
I feel like the giant behemoth or something.
Well, you write your own comic book, and you star in films. You do all kinds of things, but you know what? Not too many people know you studied oceanography.
Yeah, I did. I went to school at Scripps Institute of Oceanography and got a master's degree in marine biology. I worked with seals and dolphins there, which are wonderful mammals.
That's great, though. But what made you change your mind and become a movie star?
Well, it's in my dark past. I didn't have a choice. I was kicked out of graduate school because San Diego at the time was killing 1,000 dolphins a day in their tuna nets, and I wanted to study communication in dolphins. Well, the fact is nobody wanted to talk to them because then you'd have to feel really guilty about slaughtering them. So they told me, no, don't do dolphin communications. Well, of course, I in secret was doing that. When they found out, they said, you can't stay here any longer. So I walked on the beach for about 6 months trying to figure out what I was going to do, and I ended up moving to Hollywood to be with Dave Stevens, who created The Rocketeer.
Yes.
I did all the modeling for Betty, and the marriage didn't last long, but I stayed in Hollywood, and one day I was walking by a casting office looking at the movie posters through the door, and this guy behind the desk goes, "You, come here, show me what you got." I'm going, "Oh no, I'm in the wrong place." He goes, "No," and he looks me up and he says, "You want to be in a movie tomorrow?" And I said, "Sure."
Wow, tomorrow,
yeah.
huh? Wow.
It was an extra part. You know, it was all the marbles. It was $35 a day and lunch.
Okay. The wrestling movie?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I'm in the crowd scene along with about 5,000 other people.
Wow.
But I thought, hey, this beats being a temporary secretary. And I thought, well, I'll just do acting while I'm looking for a science job. You know, it was just a lark and kill it till I could find a decent scientist position.
Sure.
And I started to like it more and more. And finally, I had done Slumber Party Massacre around '82. It was my first movie. When I saw it on the big screen, I thought, whoa, you know, I can do this. I like this. And that made all the difference. After that, I decided that I was really going to focus and concentrate.
No one knew it was history in the making.
No, it took me about 5 years to reach my goal, but by '87, I was called a screen queen. I've now got like 48 movies under my belt.
Dozens.
I've got a comic book series. I've been in a stack of magazines.
You just wrote the intro to the
yeah, Hot Blood series.
Blood
I have a
series.
short story in there. I've done a lot of journalism for Femme Fatale magazine and Screen Queens Illustrated. I have 2 model kits, trading cards, you know, you name it. I spread out. I'm ubiquitous.
Well, and you have a few projects that you're working on right now.
Yeah, in fact, I just completed 2 family films. Don't laugh.
Family?
Yeah. I know, for somebody that rips heads off of people. In one of them, I play an animal rights activist. It's called Mom, Can I Keep Her? And the other is called The X-Ray Kid, and I play a sexy secret agent. I also am writing a chapter in a book. The book's called The Essential Guide to B-Film Actresses, and my chapter is about significant films and events of the 80s.
Wow. So you're changing your Satanist image. No.
Oh, right, yeah. What he's referring to, I was at a convention and someone came up and said, "So how does it feel to be a Satanist?" And I said, "Well, I'm not. I wouldn't know." And he said, "Oh, yes, you are. You do those horror movies."
You just do all those horror films.
I know I'm just a bad girl. I'm drawn that way.
Oh, so tell us about your new movie.
Which one? The Vampire?
Vampirates?
Yeah,
or?
We haven't shot Vampirates yet. We're hoping to do that in spring of '99. Tom Savini will be directing and acting. And it's being produced by Grant Waldman, who did several of my films, Teenage Exorcist and Bad Girls from Mars.
Okay.
Tom will be playing Blackbeard the pirate, who's now a vampire, and I'll be one of his vampire brides. I have a lot of underwater sequences on a sunken pirate ship, so the fact that I was a marine biologist got me a job in movies.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah. And I also finished a film this year. It's called Victoria's Shadow.
Oh.
We shot it 2 months in Orlando, Florida, and I play a vampire in that one too, but much of the movie is set in the 1800s. It has the look and feel of a Hammer horror movie.
Oh, great.
Yeah, with authentic costumes, props, horse-drawn carriages. And I'm a fairly innocent girl that gets turned by a vampire and staked, and these grave robbers in present day break into the tomb and steal the jeweled cane. And of course, all hell breaks loose, and I have to kill a lot of people.
Nothing wrong with that. Fairly innocent?
Yeah, yeah.
So is this going to have like the mystique of like the Dark Shadows?
Yes, very.
That kind of thing?
It will definitely be very reminiscent of Dark Shadows,
time.
except the special effects guys are there with super soakers, man. Full of blood.
Killing the vampires and
Full
such.
of blood.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, any other projects you'd like to talk about or such?
In December of '98 of this year, I'm going to have a big feature in Femme Fatale magazine. I'll be on the cover with several other actresses on the robot Gort from The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Sure.
And I believe I have an 8-page article. It will cover Victoria's Shadow and so on, but it'll be really a nice catch-up for people that want to see some recent photos.
All right, all right. Well, I have one more question for you. I have to ask this to everyone today. What is your favorite horror film?
That I've done, or in general?
In general. Okay, we'll change that to a two-part question then, of yours and of all films.
I would say that my own would be Haunting Fear with Jan Michael Vincent and Karen Black. What I liked about it the most is that I slowly go insane over the course of the movie, so on any given day I would have to ask myself, how crazy am I today? But in a film that I haven't been in, I would think it would be The Evil Dead 1 or 2.
Oh, there you go.
And the reason being, when I look at a horror movie, I can see how it's done. You know, I think, oh, the lighting was here, the camera was here. This was a movie that made me go, whoa, you know, and it had a creepiness about it that made you forget you were watching a movie from a technical sense.
Especially from a few college kids that are just throwing something together. Sam Raimi's first film, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I like it better than the slickness of the third one. I like the rawness of the first two.
Sure. Well, you get a big budget, and then you're going to go with the, you know, the special effects and such.
That's one of the things I've loved about the low-budget movies is that by not having to get that massive income, you know, from sales, they can be much more experimental, and you can try different things. You can do things you couldn't do in a big budget movie because they're afraid, you know, to take chances. And I just love the creativity that you get where anything goes.
Right, and of course you try and use whatever it is that you can find to make an effect.
Right, you take a greater risk, and everybody knows these are not going to be the budget of the Titanic, but nobody expects that.
Right.
If you have a good time, they're happy. You know, you don't have to win an Academy Award for it.
Favorite scene, the Evil Dead at the end, where they're all melting and the oatmeal's coming out of their mouth and the milk spurts out, and that's just fun.
Yeah. Well, also too, it's just fun to see how people do things. And of course, every kid wants to make a movie, and they all have their little Super 8 cameras out, you know, putting oatmeal on their brother's face.
So that's why we're here right now. We're making movies.
Hey kids, let's make a film. I'll be in it.
All right, great. All right, well, this is Brinke Stevens. I'm Victor Lane. We're here at Resin Heads 2 Son of Resin Heads show, and we have more to come. Stay tuned.
Thank you.